on. I have leftover Chinese food. Let's go. Let's talk Rumble predictions. I'm not really too sure because I feel like they could just kind of do anything, honestly. I don't even really have like winners picked because I'm just not sure. So with the women's tag title match, I feel like it could go either way. So I feel like either we could have Nia and Shayna win, and then because of that Charlotte's like, well, I don't have a title anymore, I want your title, Asuka, and then she wins the Rumble, which I don't really want Charlotte to win the Rumble. I love Charlotte, she's a queen, but obviously she has won it before, and I think I would like to see someone else win it. I would like to see Bianca win it, Rhea Ripley, just like someone who just hasn't had as many opportunities as Charlotte, basically. I feel like it could be that. I feel like because maybe they want Asuka versus Charlotte at Mania for the title, maybe, or whoever is the champion by then. Obviously we've still got Elimination Chamber before then, so it's kind of hard to like judge how they're gonna play it, because someone who wins now, it could all like completely change what's going to happen, like because of Elimination Chamber or whatever it is. So or I feel like they'll retain it. I don't really know why, because they're not really doing anything with the actual championships, and also not in any kind of storyline together. Like they only ever are together for matches when they're like defending the championships. Like they're both in their kind of separate singles rivalries, which is just a bit weird. But anyway, I think Roman is going to win against KO. I really like KO, and I think that his promos are really good. When he like talks about his family, and you know, it just all feels very personal and very real, and I think he is just doing a really great job. I think he's very easy to get behind, to root for. His performances in the previous two matches they've had as well were very impressive, and like he has mentioned in his promos, Roman hasn't really won over him like properly, in a way. Like he has, but there's always been like, I think, was it both times it was Jey Uso that got involved? So yeah, I think that's going to be a really, really good match. I do think Roman's going to win it, because I feel like this whole head of the table, tribal chief thing he's got going at the moment is going to kind of go along with an undefeated streak for like the Universal Championship, and just like a kind of, yeah, undefeated streak. So, which I really like. I think Roman and Paul Heyman on SmackDown is one of my favourite things in WWE at the moment. Not even just on SmackDown, just in general. It's so good. I love Roman. So I do want Roman to win, but if it was kind of any other situation, I think I would want KO to win. But I don't know, it could be cool if KO won and then that rivalry kind of continued, but I don't know. I don't really see it happening that way. Carmella and Sasha Banks, I think, again, tricky one. I think Sasha could win it. She hasn't really had that long of a title reign. It's been like a few months, so I think that would be good to get a longer title reign from her, and then maybe she'll lose it at Elimination Chamber. I want Bianca to win the Rumble so badly. I want her to win so badly. I absolutely love her. The only thing I think would be a bit weird is a Bianca and Sasha rivalry, because it just doesn't really work. Like with their gimmicks and stuff, like I just don't really, I don't know, I don't really see how that would work. So like Carmella winning would make more sense for them, Bianca and Carmella, to have a thing, but I think it's kind of almost like too early for that. So I feel like Sasha's gonna win, and and then maybe if Bianca wins, then I don't really remember when they have to choose who they're going to go against, but maybe Sasha will lose the title at Elimination Chamber, and then a more like heel type like Carmella will win, and then it'll be Bianca versus Carmella or something like that. That would be really cool. I don't know why, but I just feel like it's going to be 2 SmackDown winners, but I'm not really sure why I feel like that. I think it would be easier. So after Roman's like feud with KO, I don't really know who else on SmackDown would kind of like step up to challenge him, and like I don't really know, but I feel like with the Rumble that's an easy way for them to then give Roman someone new to feud with after KO. So whoever it is obviously will then be like, I won the Rumble, so I want to step up and I want to fight Roman. Whereas Drew already has a few potential rivalries, I feel like, on Raw. He has Miz with his Money in the Bank briefcase, he has Keith Lee, he has Sheamus as well. So yeah, I don't know, I feel like there's maybe more opportunities on Raw to find someone new for Drew to fight against and then go up against at WrestleMania. Also, I am saying Drew because I want to manifest that he wins it, because I cannot deal if Goldberg wins it. I can't even talk about it. I want Drew to win against Goldberg, and yeah, I'm not even talking about that one, because it has to be Drew. It has to be him. I'll be so, oh my god. In terms of the Rumble, I don't really know. I have a few things I think might happen in the actual Rumble match. I feel like there's going to be a spot where AJ is thrown out and Omos, I think that's how you say it, catches him. I feel like that's almost guaranteed to happen. So I think that's going to happen. So I'm having a bit of a love-hate relationship with how WWE is going about this Rumble this year. Obviously Edge came back on Raw and said, I'm going to be in the Rumble, which I see how that was beneficial from a business standpoint. How obviously an Edge surprise return at the Rumble would have been cool, but he also did have his like big surprise return at the Rumble last year, which like is going to overshadow any Rumble return ever for anybody, not just Edge. So I think just doing the same thing again, it would have been cool, but it also is just kind of like, yeah, they kind of did it last year. So I understand why they announced him beforehand. Also because we're not making any money from people buying tickets to come to the Rumble. And if people already have the network, then I don't really know why, if you watch WWE, you would pay for it on box office. Like, I really don't, because obviously like the network is £10 a month. So if you watch 2 pay-per-views, even if you just watch the pay-per-view every month, it's still worth it to get the network, because it's like £20 to buy the pay-per-view and £10 a month to subscribe to the network. So I don't know how much money they're making from box office sales. They probably still are making loads, but anyway, a lot of people have the network and watch it on the network. So in order to get people who want to watch the Rumble, I think announcing Edge is going to be there instead of having him as a surprise entry is smart, because then people who love Edge, who are maybe thinking, oh, he's probably not going to be there, or you know, he's like injured, they are now going to watch it for him because they know he's definitely going to be there. Obviously you would have had people thinking maybe he's going to be there, so I'll watch it, but you know, announcing that he's going to be there, Edge fans are going to want to watch it to see him, you know. So I understand why they did it, and I think that's like fine. The only thing I'm just a bit like about is the fact that they announced who's going to be number 1 and 2. So I kind of wanted to like avoid that, but then it was all over their social media, so I couldn't. But it's going to be Randy and Edge 1 and 2. I wanted to see Edge earlier in the Rumble just because I wanted to see him, because I love him. I wasn't expecting to be number 2 because I really want him to win it, and now I feel like he won't because he's number 2, unless they do like an Iron Man of the Rumble type thing where he makes it to the end. But I feel like he might still be in the final 4, but I don't know if he'll win it now, which is sad because I'd love him to win it because it's literally 11 years since he won it the first time, and Edge's Rumble win in 2010 is one of my favourites, if not my favourite Rumble. So I really like that. I like his story of I never really lost the championship, I had to retire, like that whole arc. I think that's really cool, so I think that's a good, yeah, I think that's good. That's another reason why I feel like maybe if a SmackDown person wins the Rumble, Edge and Drew could do that anyway. But again, I feel like Drew isn't really the right person to be in a rivalry with Edge just because of how their characters are set up. I think Edge having this whole I want the title back thing makes more sense with a heel who is more of like a disrespectful heel, kind of like a Miz or someone like that, who can kind of play that role of like, oh well, your time's like gone and this is our time now, and that whole kind of back and forth. I don't know if Dominic's in the Rumble, but if he is, I feel like we could have like a moment where it's like him and Ray, and it's like how they usually do with like tag teams and stuff. I feel like that could be interesting between him and Ray. I have this weird hunch that there's going to be a Ray Dominic rivalry, and I don't know why, but I feel it, and I don't know why, but I do, and I feel like that could be interesting. So maybe if that is where what they're gonna do, the Rumble would be a good place to start that. Like, can you imagine like father versus son at Mania? Before they announced that they were 1 and 2, I'd already put Edge down to eliminate Randy, just because that kind of closes off, even though their rivalry's like dumb because it was done at Backlash, like that kind of just, you know, it's like a little nod to that and kind of like closes it off. I feel like that, or a Fiend return and then Fiend will eliminate Randy, or like even if Fiend's not in the Rumble, maybe it'll do the whole lights thing, it'll freak Randy out, Edge, spear, Randy's eliminated type thing, you know. I feel like that could happen. I feel like the final 4 could be Edge, Daniel Bryan, maybe like a kind of like more high flying type, like an AJ, or well, AJ's not like high flying, but you know what I mean, like more like Shinsuke or AJ, like one of those kind of types. And I don't really know. I love Jeff, obviously, and I'm very, very excited to see him in the Rumble, but I don't think he'll win it. I would love him to win it. Oh my god, I would love him to win it so badly. That would be so cool, but I don't think he will, unfortunately. I don't think there's any real story for a Drew Jeff rivalry, so I don't really know if that would happen. I'd love to see him win it next year, like with fans and a proper storyline, like build up. That would be amazing. But yeah, I'm really excited to see him in it, and I hope he lasts a good chunk of time in it. But yeah, I'd love him to win it though. I'd love him to win it so badly. Yeah, the Women's Rumble, I like Bianca, Rhea, I don't know. Okay, this is just a hunch. Lana return, I feel like. Haven't seen her on TV for ages, like since Nia like injured her and then she was out of the match and then Charlotte returned. I found that whole thing very annoying. As much as I love Charlotte, I was really enjoying Lana's like build up and her story, and I loved Lana and Asuka as a team, and they make more sense than Charlotte and Asuka. But anyway, I feel like maybe a surprise Lana return, and either she wins, which is like debatable, or she eliminates Nia, to kind of, again, kind of like a Randy Edge thing, kind of like close that story for her. I think would be really cool. I feel like maybe the final 4 for the Women's Rumble: Bianca, Alexa, Shayna maybe, and like Rhea would be cool. yeah, Natalia's, well, maybe Natalia, she's number 30. I feel like, so Natalia, I love her. I love Natalia, but WWE does not love her the same way I do, and I feel like they could do a Nia Randy, no, not Nia Randy, Nia Truth type of thing, where Natalia comes out and then a surprise entry comes out, takes her out and takes her place. I don't think it'll be Ronda, just because, I don't know, I thought Ronda was kind of like done, so I don't know if it'll be her. I don't really know who else it could be. Maybe like Rhea or something, that would be really cool. Yeah, I don't know about that one. In terms of surprise entry for the Women's Rumble, I'd probably go for Lana, would be like my top pick. Naomi, that would be amazing, Naomi to come back and win the Rumble. I would love to see that as well. I don't really know who else in terms of like surprise entries. I think surprise entries for the men's could be Fiend, but I also feel like maybe he'll just kind of spook someone, and then instead of being like an actual entrant, could be Brock, honestly. Who knows? It could be Brock. I think if it is Brock, I don't want Goldberg winning the Rumble, and I don't want him winning the WWE Championship, and that's what I'm going to say on that, because I don't want to speak it into existence. I feel like Brock maybe winning the Rumble. I don't want him to win the Rumble, I want someone else to get that opportunity, just plain and simple. And also if he came back like and won the Rumble and then went after Roman, I don't feel like that would make any sense, because then Paul would have to be like, oh my god, who am I going to choose between, like a full-on love story. I feel like Brock versus Drew could work. Like, I don't want to see him win it really, but I see why they would do that, because then it's the rematch, you know. And I feel like they wouldn't have Brock lose to Drew twice, which makes me sad. So I don't want it to happen, but I can see it. I love Miz and Morrison. I'm excited to see them in the Rumble. I feel like Jomo's going to do a cool spot. I love to see stuff like that. I hope Jeff and Edge are in the ring at the same time. I would absolutely love that, because Jeff left in 2009, so I'm like, and I started watching it in 2010, 2010, like properly every week. So that I've never seen like Jeff and Edge like actually be in the ring together, like as I've actually been watching WWE. And obviously he came back in 2017, but obviously Edge was like long gone, so that would be cool to see them in the ring together again. I'd really like that. Imagine if John was the surprise entrance for the Rumble. John Cena, my love. Oh my god, that would put him at, no, that wouldn't put him at 3 wins. He's only won 1. Has he won 2? That put him at 3 wins. That would be crazy. That would tie him with Stone Cold. I love Ray. I'd love to see Ray win another Rumble, but I just can't see that happening either. I'd love to see Jomo win a Rumble, but I don't see that happening either, unless Miz. The only way I will allow Goldberg to win is if he wins and then Miz comes in and immediately takes it from him, and then it's Jomo wins the Rumble. Jomo versus Riz Jomo versus Miz at WrestleMania. Mate, I would love to see that. They are my favorite tag team in the whole of WWE at the moment, and they are my second favorite tag team of all time, only second to Triple H and Shawn DX. So I really love them, and I love the Dirt Sheet, and I don't really want them to be in a rivalry, because that would mean the end of the Dirt Sheet and just the end of them being just the most iconic, hilarious duo. So I don't really want to see that, but I do feel like a Miz Morrison rivalry could be interesting. But I just love them together so much, so I don't know. I love Alexa so much, especially with her new like whole Fiend gimmick thing. That would be awesome. But I feel like she kind of has a bit of a storyline set up with Asuka already, and they don't really need her to win the Rumble to keep that going. So again, I'm still pulling for Bianca to win. If I had to choose a Raw superstar to win it, then I would go for Alexa. But I do think it'll be SmackDown. I think it'll be Bianca. I want it to be Bianca so badly, or Rhea. So there's that. But yeah, I love Alexa so much. I think it would be really cool for Alexa to not win the Rumble but to win the Elimination Chamber. I don't know, maybe they'll do like a complete 180 and the person who wins it will go to the other brand, like, or something. I don't know. They could do anything, but yeah. I'm excited. Because I'm in the UK, it starts at like midnight for us. So yeah, I'll probably try and film my like Rumble reactions tomorrow. But yeah, I'll see you guys in that video. Bye.